Well, blessing and honor to our military, and help us join Roland Ross, Mona Johnson, Teresa Vermoss, Mary Reed, and I'm Marcia Sturman, your host. We are going to celebrate 651 days until Obama is out of office.
Yay!
There you go. We are so excited. That's going to be, just a great day when that happens. Well, we're going to discuss current issues today, and we're going to start with the Iran deal and how this whole thing is ignoring Israel's plea for help and support, and probably going to bring in a little bit about Kerry's nomination for a Nobel Peace Prize. So we're going to start off with Mona. There you go, Mona. What you think?
Oh, my gracious. This thing is so complicated, and it's very complicated because of the stupidity of it. They have come out, as you're very well aware, they had a meeting with Iran. They had what is called the P5+1. And if you don't know what P5+1 is, it's the United States, Russia, China, Britain, France, and Germany met in Switzerland with the Iranian representatives to come up with some type of a nuclear negotiation for an agreement on their nuclear plan. I copied this thing and started reading it, and it says nothing. And that is what is just really bad, is that they have gone over there, and all this thing is an outline for something that they may do in the future based on this paper. Anyway, the thing that is bad about this is that there's a lot of conflict in it, and the fact that Obama, of course, is saying that this is the only way to prevent a nuclear buildup and a nuclear war and all this kind of garbage that he just makes up out of his spinning head. And they have discovered, as many of you are recently aware of, a hidden bunker type of nuclear plant that is below a military base right outside of Tehran. And this is supposed to be unpenetrable. Can't hit this thing with bombs or anything, supposedly. This is not even listed in this plan, this negotiation that they have done. And this thing is under a military base, and according to the Iranian leaders, the discussion that they had on this, I don't even know what you call this thing. It's certainly not a treaty or an agreement or anything, because they haven't really agreed on anything. It's just a piece of paper. But anyway, according to Iran and their defense minister, he says that this does not include anything to do with their military. Now, if it has nothing to do with their military, and this nuclear plant is below a military base, then it seems to me like that one is kind of just being ignored and is going to be in full production. The other thing about it is that they were talking about that they were going to reduce Iran from 19,000 of centrifuges, and they're going to decrease that down to 6,104. Well, these 6,104 centrifuges are what they call IR-1s, which is their first generation centrifuges. However, Iran has already stepped that up, and as soon as this deal goes into effect, they're going to go into another set of IR-8 centrifuges, which is 20 times faster than the ones mentioned in this so-called deal. They also are only addressing two facilities, and that's the first two nuclear plants that were opened up in Iran, which is Natanz and Fordow. And these two are not going to be used any longer to enrich uranium, but they really haven't dealt with this thing called ACAR, I believe it is, AKAR, And this thing is a water production thing that is supposed to be able to help enrich nuclear weaponry type of nuclear power. The whole thing is just garbage. It's just absolute garbage. And then you come in here where John Kerry is saying that, there's a bill that has been put out in the Senate. They're in the Congress, rather. They're trying to work on something to let Congress have a say-so into this negotiation process of Obama. Even Chuck Schumer, who is supposed to replace Harry Reid, is in favor of Congress being involved in this. Anyway, Kerry, the illustrious leader that we have, that was such a traitor in Vietnam but is now an upstanding citizen, said that they could not interfere with the president's deal, that Congress cannot interfere with the president's deal, and that the president is absolutely correct in making sure what Congress does, that they don't overshoot his authority, and that the bill has to be just like it is today, or with some provisions that he can accept, or he'll veto it. And he's got veto power over this, and he can make as I understand it from listening to television last night, is that he can use his pen and paper and write negotiations out with them, and can either increase or decrease sanctions for a certain period of time, that he doesn't need Congress to do that, which of course he will do that. The thought is that Kerry wants to hurry up and push this through Congress and to push this thing through because windsurfing season is coming up. And he's going to be real busy, out there having photo ops with him out there windsurfing in his little bathing suits. And so he'd just rather go and sell the farm now and get it over with. Iran's position is that they don't really have to do anything. Iran's position is that we are the ones that have to compromise if we want to make a deal with them, that they're the ones with the power. And that is very true because Obama has allowed them to have this power. Now, also the feeling is that Obama really wants Congress to be involved in this, and because if this thing falls through and Iran does not do what they're supposed to do, Obama has an out that he can blame other people, like even John Kerry, with the fact of the failure of it, not because of anything that he's done. So that he's kind of got this little loophole to preserve his legacy, that he really tried to do this thing and that it wasn't his fault that it didn't happen. These are just some minor things that's going on. I don't even know. It's mind-boggling. I cannot believe that the people up there that we have elected and put into Congress continues to allow these bubbleheads to make these decisions that are going to end up getting us killed. And they get up there and don't do a dead-blasted thing. Congress needs to make a bill that can be passed that the president cannot veto it. They need to join hands against this because this is a bad deal. I don't know if any of y'all heard today that the latest thing that Obama has done to Netanyahu is that they have put out a Twitter little thing, and when Netanyahu gave his speech to Congress, he had a little diagram of the bomb and everything like that, and they did one too of the showing the difference between if we did this with Iran and if we don't do this with Iran, and it was essentially putting down Netanyahu and making Netanyahu look like a fool, which seems to be one of the things that Obama is the best at, is that his ego just will not allow anyone to have any precedence over him at all. Otherwise, they're just stupid. The thing that I understand is that my personal true belief is that President Obama doesn't have a clue as to what has happened in this negotiation party out in Switzerland. He hasn't a clue. He wasn't involved in it. He was too busy jetting around the nation, giving little speeches about how wonderful it was going to be, not having a clue what was going on. because he really is a figurehead, and the ones making the decisions are the people that he has put into power in the White House, which is Valerie Jarrett, who is associated with Iran, so they're the ones that are making all of these things. These far left, progressive, socialistic, communistic, Marxist traitors to our nation are the ones that are making these deals that are going to ultimately end up getting us killed. And that pretty much is what I have to say.
Well, you know what? We have a real interesting little clip we'd like to play for you. So sit back and enjoy a minute 30 here of this clip by Bishop Robert E. Smith.
To be praying for this Jerusalem that now is in bondage with her children over across the sea now. Because there's all kind of bad vibes toward Jerusalem. The vice president of this country insulted the prime minister of Israel. And the secretary of state insulted the prime minister of Israel. And the president wouldn't even do a photo op. Boy, that shakes me to the core. I say, these people that are in a place of delegated authority have no clue. The president just said that he rejects Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Just said it. He rejects it. Keep it in Tel Aviv. I said, no, the Bible said Jerusalem is the city of David. And where his son will be on his throne, Christ. The headquarters is Jerusalem. So right now in the world, there's a shift going on. So we're praying for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray that the Lord move these gangsters out of office. Amen. Move these gangsters out.
Yep, move these gangsters out of office. Boy, I like that preaching. All right, Roland, you're next up.
Yeah, I don't have a lot more to add from what's been said, except I would like to emphasize what we're dealing with here. First of all, we shouldn't even be negotiating with Iran. Iran is giving money and support to these people that are killing innocent people. These are animals. And it was not only me that used the example before, but I saw it on TV, where Iran is like a family of rattlesnakes. You cannot talk to them and tame them and make them friendly and make them where they won't hurt you. You cannot pet them because they'll bite you and either kill you or you'll get very, real sick over it. And that's what we're dealing with.